right.
I'd like to call the order of the town board meeting. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Deteen?
Here.
Trustee Taylor?
Here.
Trustee Flamini?
Here.
Trustee Hill?
Here.
Chairman Linger?
And just for the record, I was 15 seconds early.
Okay. Yes, sir, for the record, you have that. There are no agenda changes for this meeting. So the first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held July 15th, 2014 at 6:30 PM. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? One minor thing, Diane. On the page 3, just where it says Zion Township dash, it says 617 instead of 715.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, not actually in the minutes, but on the page. Perfect, okay. All right.
thank you.
Next item, are there any, what's that? Oh, yes, okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Flamini?
Aye.
Trustee Hill?
Aye.
Chairman Linger?
Aye. Next item is citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments for township business? Sure.
Didn't we already have that?
What's that?
Nothing.
And I will actually, we have a hot off the press brochure that I will give you after the meeting so that you can know everything that we do at the township level.
Be quiet,
Okay.
and then I'll see everybody's, you know.
Perfect. There you go. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know what to do when you call EMS.
Yeah. Right.
And you say, I need help.
Yeah.
And they say it's coming.
We're gonna help
Okay.
you.
Are there any other citizens' comments for township matters here tonight? Okay. We will move on to item 6, authorize bills for payment. Trustee Taylor.
Move approval.
Okay.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? There was one correction that you guys may not notice, but we made where it was the summer work program supervisors pay, it was put in the youth pay, so we just have to make that correction. Then the other thing is, we just to check, IMRF, it says that we didn't make a payment this month, and we thought that we had, so we're checking on that with the accountant.
We're just gonna step out.
Okay, so, is there a motion? Oh, wait, we have a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Deteen?
Aye.
Trustee Taylor?
Aye.
Trustee Flamini?
Aye.
Trustee Hill?
Aye.
Chairman Linger?
Aye. There is no assessor's report tonight, so I wanted to share with everybody, first and foremost.
I'm never going to get the Cleveland Clinic.
Excuse me?
I'm never going to get the Cleveland Clinic tonight.
So first and foremost, we've been working on a new brochure with feedback from, the design was actually created after we attended the community schools training and met with David Nabel from the city and got some feedback from him on confusion as to what township actually does. So Gail in my office worked really hard to put together this brochure, and I would really appreciate it if you guys would take some time and read through the entire thing and let us know if it does what we are trying to do, that we could give this to the police officers and the fire and anybody in the community so that they would know exactly who to send to the township for help. So, and then once we have that, have it perused and checked over, then we'll be making copies of that, and that will be our the brochure that we hand out at all our events.
Are they supposed to hand these out instead of tickets or what?
Wouldn't that be nice? They could hand it out with a ticket if it's a situation where it could actually help somebody. That's actually a good idea. So,
Sherry, what it just mentions in here drug testing?
Mm-hmm.
Who do we drug test and when?
so there's 2 different drug testings. One, general assistance, is a program where we provide assistance to individuals that cannot get assistance anywhere else. So if they have children, they go through TANF. If they're veterans, they go through the VA. If they're disabled, they go through disability, Social Security disability. If they haven't qualified for those programs yet and they're in the gap, we help them to either get on those programs or get back into the workforce. So any of those individuals, when they come through us, we do random drug testing and regular drug testing if we have any suspicion. We put them through that. We have a direct partnership. That was why the extensive partnership with Crew, who is now relinquished and become NACASA, was so vital, that we had a program in our community for people to go to.
At what point do you determine that somebody needs to be drug tested?
Any suspicion at all. We can, at times we've had an anonymous call, at times we've had, because they have to go to a work site, they have to do 34 hours of community service a month. And so if there's any hint of anything, once in a while we'll just do random just to check to make sure that everybody is. So for that program, emergency assistance, if we suspect that there's an issue, we will recommend that they go over for testing before we help them, because our job is to alleviate the emergency. And if there's a substance abuse issue that's keeping them from being able to pay their bills, then we're not alleviating the emergency. So there are times that we will bring that up if we know that that's an issue. The third place where we do random drug testing is with our summer work program kids. Every single kid the first day, we drug test, and if they're willing to go through the 10 hours of education, we will keep them in the work program, and if they choose not to, they won't. So those are the areas where we do that.
How often do you get positive results back?
With which program?
General assistance?
General assistance, maybe, I'd say 1 in 4. So
Really?
yeah,
It's that high?
Yeah, well, and so long as they're willing to go through the NACASA program, we'll keep them on, because our goal is to help people get
Right.
successful,
Right.
not to find a way to keep them off. Same thing with the summer work program. It's really important to us that we use that as a carrot to help the kids get educated as to the issues with it. So we use it as a tool to help people be successful, not a way to eliminate them.
Thanks.
So, thank you. So just going down some of the things in the Community Character Challenge, we are focusing on from August 23rd to September 15th to get feedback from as many residents as possible on the 6 words we would like to choose to change our community. And these are the posters that you will be seeing going up. Let's see, information will be in businesses on Facebook and schools, government agencies, community events, Jubilee Days. You can also go to www.zbchc.com to make sure your word is included. So the goal is that we, as Zion, Winthrop Harbor, and Beach Park, all agree on 6 words that we want to live by as a community, and then define what the definition of those words are. And from there, each month, take 1 word, or for 2 months at a time, take 1 word and really focus on it from the pulpit, in the classroom, in the business, at our table, in all of our programs that we do, to start to really work together to define a new language that we're willing to live by. And I had a situation on the golf course. I was over on the 5th hole, which is right next to Shiloh Park School, and there were a bunch of kids on the playground, and they were in a huge fight. They were throwing stuff, and there were kids crying, and the golfers are like not knowing what to do. And I just walked up to the fence and I said, "Excuse me, kids," and they stopped and looked at me. I said, "Are you guys being respectful, responsible, safe, and kind?" Dropped the rocks, dropped everything. "No, ma'am." I'm like, what would it look like to be respectful, responsible, safe, and kind? And they helped the kid up, and it was almost magic, because it's a vocabulary that they know, that they've learned in the school. And when we can start to do that with each other, I think it's not gonna fix everything, but at least it creates a conversation that we can start having together, where we have a different expectation. So, a lot of people say it's really fluffy, but it's really a foundation for what we can expect from each other in the future that we're hoping to do. So we have cards. There's cards out in the lobby here if you see them around. We have a QR code if you have a smartphone, where you can just go in there and it'll take you right to the coalition website. We are doing a huge push everywhere we can, because our goal is to have as many people in our community help determine what the last 3 words are. Respect and responsibility are in all 4 schools. Integrity was by far the #1 that stood out at the leadership summit that we had in April, and we're looking to identify the last 3 words. So hoping that everybody will be involved in that. Another piece of that is our community character walk that's being spearheaded by the Park District and the Police Department. And these are hot off the press. We have posters that are going out for that. That's on September 11th at 6 p.m. We're meeting at the band shell and walking over towards the Police Department where we're going to be watching the movie Frozen. So if you don't know the words to the song, Let It Go, you need to learn those words before that night because I have a feeling it's going to be a huge sing-along. But I'm with all of the different things that are going on with Ferguson and, some of the different situations that are going on across the country, I'm really humbled and proud that our police department is taking such an active role in trying to build community and helping us to work together and recognize that 98% of the community really wants a healthy, happy, whole community, and it's less than 2% that's trying to destroy us and getting us to have a night where we begin to recognize that and come up with some things that we can really be proud of. I really appreciate that, and I know that Deputy Chief Kirk Henderson has taken a huge role with this, and Police Chief Steve Dumian has mandated it, and it's a really good thing to be a part of. So we've got that. Then, just as a reminder, Consumer Credit Counseling Services is available for one-on-one consultation at Zion Township each Thursday. You can, the phone number, this information is on our website, but you can also just Google Consumer Credit Counseling Services and get that number. You actually make the appointment in their own office and then attend at Zion. So, summer work program was successful with 32 of the 34 completing the program. And each youth, which is different this year, received an individualized evaluation from their supervisor this year. We had each supervisor take notes through the 6-week program and identify what are some real strengths that the kids have and what are some weaknesses and how they can work on those so that they get some valid feedback when they finish the summer work program. 5 employees of the 32 were nominated for Employee of the Year, and Justin Wood took home that honor. We had 6 supervisors that were nominated for Supervisor of the Year, and Sarah Washkowiak, the Youth Senior Services Director from the Zion Benton Public Library, took home that honor. And just a testament to the program, so these kids, they get paid for by the county, they're 200% under the poverty line in their families. And to have 32 of the 34 finished the program was a huge positive for us. But on top of that, one of the kids was even asked to apply, and the Zion Benton Public Library hired her as a part-time employee after the program was over. So it was a real positive thing this year. One of the other things, Zion Benton Leadership Academy, we've chosen the 12 participants for this year. Tonight, immediately after this meeting, we will be looking at pairing them up with mentors. So if some of you get a phone call, don't be surprised. And we will be announcing that very shortly. And then one last shout out, Senator Melinda Bush held a job fair here last Thursday in cooperation with the Zion Park District, and we had 280 people attend that event looking for jobs. So I just want to, say how much I appreciate their efforts to bring job opportunities to the Zion Benton community for that. So that is my report. On top of it, I also attached for you a consistently tweaked Zion Township monthly report, just to give you a heads up on the different things that are going on. EA funds dispersed this month was $3,555 rounded. We had 9 assistance applications approved, 5 for housing and 4 for utilities. And just so that you know, every one of those is required to meet with consumer credit counseling before we assist them, to get some help to make sure that we're actually addressing the problem long term and not just handing them a Band-Aid. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. LAHEAP is the program. We have ComEd Cares, North Shore Gas Share the Warmth, and LAHEAP, and we were able to bring resources, 5, 6, 7, close to $8,000 to residents to help them with those utility bills for people that were struggling with those bills. So being able to direct connect residents with those resources is one of the things that we really focus on in the community. So I think that's it, and you can peruse the rest. And for anybody in the audience, this information will be on our website as of tomorrow. So is there anything else to come before the board? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Gutzine?
Aye.
Trustee Taylor?
Aye.
Trustee Flamini?
Aye.
Trustee Hill?
Aye.
Chairman Hill?
Aye. Motion adjourns. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you passing on that information for me to share.